Let's just do a test run. Go ahead.
This is my first podcast. My name is Edward Hannenberg. I have 8 children, all of whom have been involved in education of one sort or another. I hope you find these podcasts interesting on YouTube. Let me start with a theme of contrast. In last Sunday's game of the NFL football team by the Buccaneers, the team was trailing the New York Jets by 24 points. Now, the record of the Buccaneers was 11-4. That is 11 wins and 4 losses. And the Jets had the inverse record of 4-11. By all accounts, it should have been an easy win for the Buccaneers. However, in the final 2 minutes, Tampa Bay was behind 24-20. With 15 seconds to go, Tom Brady threw a touchdown pass to end the game 24-27. How many times have you ever experienced watching a quarterback who is in his mid-40s, who has taken crushing blows over his long career and still gets up time after time to still win games in such a dramatic fashion? No wonder they call him the GOAT, greatest of all time. Now the contrast is, he's old, he should retire, but he keeps going on. Another contrast. Kim Potter, a veteran police officer, was convicted of first and second degree manslaughter. As a decorated police officer who was for over 20 years, she mistakenly used a pistol instead of what she thought was a taser. It was a mistake. There should have been no criminal indictment. It was a mistake. On the other hand, on April 11, 2021, Dwayne Wright, a 20-year-old black man, was fatally shot on Tuesday, November 30th. The trial for Potter began on Tuesday, November 30th, taking place at the Hennepin County Courthouse. As I said, Potter was found guilty on all counts of first and second degree manslaughter. Potter is awaiting possible 10 years in jail for making a judgment that she made by mistake. By contrast, a jury acquitted teenager Kyle Rittenhouse of murder in the fatal shooting of 2 men during racial justice protests in a decision that ignited fierce debate about gun rights and the boundaries of self-defense in the United States. Jurors found Rittenhouse, 18 years old, not guilty of all charges, 2 counts of homicide, 1 count of attempted homicide for wounding a 3rd man, and 2 counts of recklessly endangering safety in protests marred by arson, rioting, and looting on August 25th, 2020 in Kenosha, Wisconsin. You see the contrast? One was a mistake. This Rittenhouse shouldn't have been there. He went there and yet he got released with no charges against him after killing 2 men. Another contrast. January 6, 2022. In a ceremony reminiscent of a funeral, Vice President Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden spoke for about an hour, condemning the riot, which had occurred 1 year before at the Capitol. It was compared to the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and both the Vice President and the President told a worldwide audience that democracy itself had been threatened. No mention was made of 9/11, I guess it was, but nevertheless, it was a protest on January 6, 2021 that did result in deaths and injuries. The building was taken over by hundreds of Trump supporters. It was a building, not the institution of democracy. That's somewhat silly. It was a building, not just democracy. What this was, as the president spoke, was an early Christmas present. The Democratic Party knows that the socialist agenda of the Democratic Party will be soundly rejected in the midterms of 2022. We can see that right now almost 30 Democrats in the House of Representatives are choosing not to run again. The old saying, make hay while the sun shines, applies here. Thank you, and good afternoon.